guys, welcome to another episode of the Rabia Bar. Today's topic is child sexual abuse. This is a very important topic. Child abuse has been happening for donkey years. They are still happening. In fact, they could be happening right now under your nose. And most of the time, the misconception, we believe that if somebody is being sexually abused, it's with strangers. I know we warn our kids about strangers, don't allow help from a stranger and all that. But little did we know that most of the abuse that happens is right in our house, right under our roof, right under our nose. By who? People that come into the house, people that you trust. And that's what makes it very, very dangerous. And I think everybody should be vigilant. If you're a parent, you're a guardian, you have a child under your guidance, under your protection, somebody you're supposed to be caring for, you need to pay attention. Things have changed. We used to focus on only girls, thinking that it's only girls that get abused. No. Now they are abusing your boys. It's important that we pay attention and protect these vulnerable children that are under our care. They need our protection. They need to be protected. They need to be in a safe environment. Can you imagine the disappointment that kids face when you're supposed to look up to somebody and that person is the one abusing you and they will threaten you? They will even tell you that when you speak out, nobody will believe you. It's crazy. Totally crazy. Before I go into the topic, if this is the first time that you come across my video, my name is Rabi. I am a nurse, a wife, a businesswoman, a philanthropist, a storyteller, mother, just like all of you guys. I wear so many hats. Here we explore everyday life issues that shape our everyday lives and the human experiences in between. Sometimes it's personal, sometimes it's practical, but one thing for sure, it is always real. If you have not subscribed, what are you waiting for? Follow our page and click the subscribe button and share and invite a friend. Now, having said that, yes, let's dive into the topic, child sexual abuse. I'm going to talk about three aspects. First aspect is warning signs of child sexual abuse. What are the warning signs? What are the things that inform you that something is going wrong? The second one is to do if you suspect sexual abuse. And then the third thing is long-term support and healing. What are the warning signs? That's why I said as a parent, you need to learn to pay attention. You need to learn to be observant and know what's normal for your child and what is not normal for your child. Even if it's not your child, like I said, that's why I put guardian. So if you're a guardian, you are playing the same role. You're meant to protect and guide and look after whoever is under your guidance. First thing, you need to be observant. Sudden changes in behavior like being moody, withdrawal, isolation. They don't want to interact with people anymore. They just became quiet all of a sudden when you know that this is not their normal. This child is a very happy, jovial child, and then all of a sudden they went mute. That could be a sign. Another sign also is sexualized behavior. When you see them doing certain behavior, sexual behavior is not appropriate for their age, start investigating, start looking into that. Then also nightmares. Some of them, because of the trauma, they cannot deal with it. They start having nightmares and it start disturbing their sleep. So if they suddenly start having nightmares, look into it. Sudden fear of physical contact as well. You want to just touch them like this, they just jump. Somebody just come in behind their back and just tap them on the shoulder and they just jump. You know that something is wrong because they don't normally do that. Again, we are looking at the abnormal behavior, what is not their normal. Trouble in school could be another thing as well. They start dropping academically. They are no longer doing well in school. They can't concentrate. All these are signs. Just investigate. Don't ignore it. I'm like, oh, this child has changed. All of a sudden, this is what happened. You know that it's not normal. You start investigating. Those are the behavior issues. Then the physical signs, difficulty in sitting or walking. You know now, when an adult has penetrated a child, whether boy or girl, anal or vaginal, it can affect the way they walk, the way they sit down. You can just pay attention to their physique. That's simply what I'm trying to say. Pay attention to their physique. If they're struggling to sit down, they're bending, they've not had a fall, they've not had anything physical that could make them walk the way they are walking. It's creepy. Try and investigate and ask what happened. Investigate. If you see bruising, bleeding, like under their underwears, you see some things that are not normal, investigate. Frequent urinary tract infection or urinating in bed wetting, that is also another sign, because once they start penetrating a little child at that age, the muscle that holds the bladder will now become relaxed. That muscle will become weak, and that can cause sudden bed wetting as well. If they have not been wetting their bed and all of a sudden they've started wetting their bed, that's something you need to investigate and check what's happening. If you cannot see anything physical, go and get a medical examination. Don't be lazy about it. As a parent, you have to be vigilant. There's nothing, if something is suspicious, investigate until you reach the bottom of it. Don't just leave it like that. Then after you have seen all those things, you probably suspected and all those things, and that you now concluded that something is not right. Or probably the child has come to you to confide and tell you that this is what's happening. Because when you call them, you need to be questioning them, not in an aggressive way. Because when perpetrators are doing their thing, they are always threatening them. They are always telling them that this is the consequences if you speak to anyone. If you tell your mom, nobody's going to believe you because I am your uncle, because your mom trusts me, because your family, nobody's going to believe you. They would threaten them and they will make them feel guilty, so they will not be speaking. These are the things that they have at the back of their mind. You as the parent, if you suspect something, you want to investigate it, you need to learn the approach that you are going to use. You're going to be very soft. You're going to be very reassuring. You are going to calm down and ask them questions and tell them to trust you, that you will deal with it. Who is doing this? Is somebody touching you? Is somebody threatening you? What is happening? Just be as soft as much as you can. Be approachable. Let the child feel that confident, and then they are more likely to open up to you. And sometimes kids will not open up until they are being caught in the action. Those behavior issues, they want to now practice these things, because when the kids have seen something or something has been done to them, they want to also try it on other kids probably, or even exposing your child to pornography or pornographic video or photos or video. Some people, that's where they start. You carry your child, they will go and expose them to pornographic stuff. By the time they start watching those things, they are already tampering with their mind. And once they see those things, they want to now practice them. That's how they teach them. You need to make sure that your kids can come to you and confide in you and speak to you what is going on. Whichever way, whether you are the one that investigate and found out, or your child came to you to tell you, or they've been caught on the act and then they now tell you where or how they found out about this. What are you not supposed to do? The last thing you want to do is to get upset and start ranting and overreacting. This is where you need to calm down and listen to the child, so that he or she will give you more details on what's been going on and how long this thing has been going on. And who else? Is it just one person? It could be two people. They could be three. You need to get all your facts right. And there's no need for confrontation. Bringing the child in front of the person, asking the person in front of the child, is it true? My child said this day. No. What should come to your mind is like, your child needs safety at that point. This person should not come close to my child. They should never see face to face again. That is the first thing you should do. And when your child come to you to even confide in you, make sure you believe them. Stop questioning your kids. When they come to tell you that this is what's happening, somebody is touching me inappropriately, or this is what they are doing to me, don't shut them up. Learn to listen and believe them. Kids rarely lie about sexual abuse, unless somebody puts them up for it, for a setup or whatever reason. But they cannot just wake up and lie about being sexually abused. That is very rare. You have to believe them. You have to listen to them. You have to calm down and listen to them and believe them. And don't ever put them in the same place with that perpetrator again. Unless if you are setting cameras to just have full evidence, depending on where you are. There are some places, unless we see video evidence, nobody's going to believe you. Even as a mother, sometimes we find ourselves in a situation because we live in some kind of society where you don't have the power, your voice, even when you come out, everybody wants to shut you down. I know that. But always fight for your kids and don't let these kind of things for you to bring you down. It's better you fight and let people not believe you than for you to join your community people or join other people to fight against your child or not to believe your child, because your child will never forgive you by the time they grow up. That's something that they will never forgive you for. And when they are talking, do not pressurize them. Allow them to speak. Tell them, what do you remember? How did it happen? How often does this happen? So you'll be able to put all your dots together. This happens whenever I go out. This happens whenever I go for a night shift. This happens. Put all your facts together. That's what you should do. Ensure their safety. I've said that before. You want to make sure that they are safe immediately they've confided in you. That's the last thing you want to do, to expose them or leave them there again and say, okay, I'll find out, or I'll go and speak to your uncle. When you speak to that uncle, what do you expect that uncle to do? To say, I did it? You must be joking. They're going to deny it, of course, that they didn't do it, unless there is real evidence before they can own up to their actions. They are cowards. This is why they are doing it to young kids, people that they can manipulate and oppress. You don't expect them to come in front of you and tell you that, yes, I did it. No, they're going to deny it. Why are you now going to take the child in front of a person to ask them, did you do it? You're just putting that child in a more precarious situation. Don't do that. You take all your facts and just make sure that that child is safe. If you can remove that child from that house, depending on if this person is living with you, do it. Let that child leave your house while you're doing the investigation and report to the police. And don't ever put your family name before your child's safety. People always tend to do that. Oh, it happens in the family. Let's cover it up. We shouldn't bring this thing out. To the detriment of who? Do you think the impact that's going to have on the child, you want to cover up and we all of a sudden be quiet and be silent about it? And you think that's okay for somebody else's mental health? That is crazy. You don't have to be selfish. It has to be reported. Even if it is your own son that you have given birth to, did something like this to an adopted child or your niece or somebody, whichever child that's under your care, that needs to be reported, that your son should not be protected. People have to stop being too selfish to the extent that they destroy somebody's life for good. Sexual abuse affects people for the rest of their lives. Don't cover this thing up. Whether it is family, it is neighbor, it is a long-term friend, it is a godfather, whoever it is, you need to report it, because at the end of the day, it's God that provides. Somebody that's putting food on your table, you think that if I now report this person, what will I do? I can never do that. That's why I cannot understand how parents will suck up or be quiet about child sexual abuse that you find out because somebody is putting food on your table, somebody is giving you roof. I would rather be on the street with my child than to cover up for that kind of criminal and inhuman behavior. Report it to the police. Then after all that, report it to the police and let the authorities deal with it. Put it out to any platform that needs to put out, because that person does not need protection. Then after that, take your child with you. Take whoever is your child, your niece, your nephew, whoever was under your care, and try to give them the right support that they need, because healing takes time. Before they overcome and start developing trust issues again, it will take time. This is why some people grow up and they just decide that I don't want to be with any man. They become lesbians. Some guys grow up and become gay. I'm not saying that that's always the issues, but sometimes these are some of the issues that some people just, because they've been abused and they just feel like they just continue. And what happened? What do we do as a society at the end of the day? We start judging them. We start segregating them. You can imagine the kind of life people like this live with. They've been betrayed by the people that were supposed to look after them, care for them, provide for them, protect them, keep them safe. Then those people destroy their life. Then at the end of the day, the society as a whole start condemning them. It's quite sad. Some people have it tough. If you have this thing under your nose, like I said, and you found out, these are the things you need to do. Call for help. Seek therapy. There are professionals help outside that can help them through therapy. Continue to reassure them. Continue to be there for them so that they can build the trust back. Thank you for listening. That's all I have for you for today. And I hope you've learned something. Feel free to like, share, comment, and let me know your thoughts in the comment section. And I'll see you again soon.